Hi everybody, welcome to video 3 of our geometry units. If you do not have your notes packet, please go get your notes packet and follow along. Okay, so this time we're going to be talking about triangle word problems. And you have to remember when you're doing triangles, triangles always add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so let's go ahead and read this first one. In a right triangle, the measure of one acute angle is 4 times the measure of the other. Find the measure of the two acute angles. All right, so the first thing I would do with this is I would draw a right triangle, okay? So we have a 90-degree angle here. And it says the measure of one acute angle is 4 times the measure of the other. So I'm going to say let x equal first acute angle. Okay, so if here's x right here, it says in a writing of the measure of one acute angle is 4 times the measure of the other. So if this is x, this means the other acute angle is 4x. So 4x equals other angle. All right, and we said before, triangles add to 90 degrees. So I have to add all 3 angles. So I have x plus 90 plus 4x equals 180. So if I combine my like terms, I get 5x plus 90 equals 180. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 90 from both sides. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to get 5x equals 90. I'm going to divide each side by 5, and I'm going to get x equals 18. So that means the first angle is 18 degrees, and the other angle is, well, 90 minus 18 is going to give me 72, so it's 72 degrees. So there's my 2 angles. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. It says find the measure of each angle of an isosceles triangle if the measure of the third angle is 10 times the measure of each base angle. Okay, so to start this problem, again, you have to know what an isosceles triangle is. So isosceles, so I'm going to draw my triangle. And an isosceles triangle, it means 2 sides are the same. So if the 2 sides are same, their opposite angles are also congruent. So find the measure of each angle of an isosceles triangle if the measure of the third angle is 10 times the measure of each base angle. So I'm going to put, here's my base angle, and we know these base angles are congruent because their opposite sides are congruent. So if one of them is x, the other is also x. So I'm going to say let x equal base angle. And I'm using the angle sign. And then it says if the measure of the third angle is 10 times the measure of each base angle. So since this is the base angle, this one up here would be 10x. So I'm going to put 10x equals other angle. Okay, again, triangles add to 180. So we're going to say x plus 10x equals 180. And we're going to combine our like terms. So I'm going to combine these terms, and I'm going to get 10, 11, 12x equals 180. Then I'm going to divide each side by 12, and I'm going to get 15. So x equals 15. So they wanted to know the measure of each angle. Since the base angles are the same, you could say the base angles are 15 degrees, and the third angle, so the third angle is 150 degrees because it was 10 times x. So just multiply it by 10. All right. So why don't you guys pause the video and you go ahead and try to set up number 3, and then we'll take a look at it. Okay, so let's take a look at what we got. We need to find the variables. In a triangle, the measure of the second angle is 7 times the measure of the first angle, and the measure of the third angle is 10 times the measure of the first angle. Find the measure of each angle. So the one we know the least about is the first angle, so that's x. Then it tells us the measure of the second angle is 7 times the measure of the first. So 7x equals the second angle. And then the third angle was 10 times the measure of the first. So 10x equals the third angle. And again, all triangles add up to 180. So we say x plus 7x plus 10x equals 180. So when we add those all together, we get 18x equals 180. Divide each side by 18. So x equals 10. And since they want the measure of all the angles, 10 degrees equals the first angle. 70 degrees equals the second angle. And 100 degrees equals the third angle. Okay, again, pause the video, read number 4, and try to set it up. Okay, so it says the measure of the second angle of a triangle is 4 times the measure of the first angle. And the measure of the third angle is 63 degrees less than the measure of the second angle. Find the measure of each angle. So again, we know the least about the first angle. So we're going to say x is the first angle. And then it says the measure of the second angle is 4 times the measure of the first. So 4x. And then it says the third angle is 63 less than the measure of the second angle. So if the second angle is 4x, 63 less than, so minus 63. So we have x plus 4x plus 4x minus 63 equals 180. So if I combine my like terms, I'm going to get 9x minus 63 equals 180. I need to add 63 to both sides. So I'm going to get 9x equals 243. I'm going to divide each side by 9. And I'm going to get x equals 27. All right, so they want to know all the angles. So the first angle is 27 degrees. If I multiply that by 4, I get the second angle is 108 degrees. And then the third angle, remember I have to say 108 minus 63, which is going to give me 45 degrees. Okay, so if we go to the next page here, we'll see we have some more word problems. And so there's 4 more word problems, and they're all really good problems. And so what you should do now is pause the video, try to do these problems. I'm going to write the answers, so then when you're ready, go ahead and take a look at them, okay? Okay, so let's see how you did. So here are the answers for number 5. The first and the second are 60 degrees, and the third is also 60 degrees. Number 6, the first angle is 11 degrees, the second angle is 49 degrees, and the third angle is 120 degrees. For number 7, the first angle is 114 degrees, the second angle is 21 degrees, and the third angle is 45 degrees. Number 8, the first angle is 82 degrees, the second angle is 42 degrees, and the third angle is 56 degrees. So if you want to see my work for all these problems, defining the variables, setting up the equation, and solving, then please go to the topics page, go to the Unit 11 Notes answer key, and it has all of my worked out solutions. All right.